Welcome back, ladies. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Aluta, and we are back with our Sunday dose. Magadi Askana. Did it right. I hope everything is fine. Kumba kumabasa, and your sweet selves. Ininu kono mdiribo. So, what are we talking about today? Let's just dive straight into it. Last week in the kapitsira ndavita video yange yakareba. It was 30 minutes, and I want to try to shorten our videos. Maybe 20 minutes I think is really right. Kushorten zvinhu kuti gaga 20 minutes. I believe we can do that. So nothing, I will be watching my time so that it dimbura kuti 20 minutes. And this edit my videos. I'm not good at that. No one I'm going to one take and say exactly what I want to say, the message that I want to say without cutting the videos, because that's technology that I don't know of. And then that's the promoters can go. So, what are we talking about today? Right. The question that I have this week is, Aluta, you always talk about self-love. You talk about loving yourself and enjoying your life and being happy. How do I even enjoy my life when I don't like my job? I don't even like my house. I don't like any of my relationships. I'm not happy. How can I even start thinking about loving myself when I even don't like myself and my life? Don't question 99ers, So, a question again. A question that I think resonates with all of us. With some of us, in certain areas of our lives, I think you feel like this. It won't be the entire circle of your life. I think I'm going to certain areas of your lives. And so, tinema areas, tinema relationship, that's an area of your life. Une career, when your successes, that's an area of life. You name finances, that's an area of life. Unema social circles, our community, that's an area of life. And then unema spiritual connections, that's also an area of life. But this lady is saying, Aluta, this is my entire life. That means it's all her areas of life. She's not happy. How can she even start thinking about self-love when she doesn't feel like she deserves to have joy? She doesn't even see the joy in her life. So how I've decided to structure this question, guys, is to explain Kuting the whole point why we are doing this exercise, the whole point why we started these discussions, self-discovery leading to self-love, is because of that. Is because we don't feel like we deserve to be happy. We don't feel like we are worthy of the life that we are receiving, Paspanab. We don't feel like we are lovable. Okay, we just feel like maybe life is for other people. We just feel like could enjoy us. In the exception of us, isusu kuti we are atiko life yevamwe vanhu isusu amenotiri kubi boss tikutambudzika stereke. So the whole purpose why we started to do this is so that we don't feel like that. We actually start enjoying the life that we have, regardless of my challenges are true kuita, regardless of matambudziko ese atinawo nema difficulties ne how hard life is. Regardless of that, how can I find a speck of light inoita kuti life yangu ingeta se ingovhurika kudai? So the things that we discuss every week, the things that we've been discussing kubvira kwekutanga, those are the things that we are trying to address, because we are trying to address so that you move from that feeling yekufunga kuti ndapererwa neupenyu, I'm powerless, I'm hopeless, life yangu iri kundinetsa, and then also start bit by bit to acknowledge and appreciate kuti yes, despite my challenges, but I'm also entitled to have a good life. I'm also worthy of love, and I'm also worthy of joy, and I'm also worthy of a peaceful life. So it starts with self-awareness. And so we've discussed self-awareness. Kune vanhu vakati joina in the middle of the group. We talked about self-awareness. Mukatangisa mavideo edu bvira kwekutanga, Anotratized self-awareness means just stepping down from the point of experience, of just keep experiencing life, go with the flow of life, taking a step back and observe kuti, how does life even function? How do I even function in my life munom? And realizing kuti, the way that we live, the way that we experience life is because of our thoughts, how we think, is because of our belief system. My core beliefs or the conditions that atkakura now is also because of how we feel about things, whether they are good or bad, and it's also because of the habits, the behaviors that we do every day. All these things, they contribute to our experiences. So we have stated that in the beginning, you need to break down like mapatsi iwayo and explore and find out good, how do I even think, how do I even come about kuti pandiri panapa ndakambosvika sei. So self-awareness means checking those things, being aware of my thoughts ako, being aware of your emotions, being aware of the words that you speak, and being aware of your behavior, my habits akwauneta leading to experiences. You need to do self-awareness yoyo kunyatsozvitarisa kuti urikutangorikuzvitarisa uri kuzviverenga kunge book. And that's what I always say, you're reading yourself as a book. Aluta we ari panamba, how did I come to this stage? And saka kana uri, if this is what you feel about your life, good, I'm not happy with my job, even I'm not happy with my life in general, then we need the good thing to acknowledge panapa, at least watomboita, you have come to a position that you're even asking that question. That means you acknowledge, you are aware, you are watone self-awareness is. I'm not happy where I am here, but how do I even move from this position to the next, to the position of loving myself? So that means by stage self-awareness wato pinda. So that means wato mun ato toward self-love. It might not happen one day or mangwana. I'm still going through this journey. I'm still discovering myself every day, because every experience comes with a new realization. And saka kutongoti inini aluta, I'm not happy now. That's an awareness, because sometimes we can live in that situation, in that circumstance, not knowing kuti you're not gonna change. And saka I wrote a few notes panapa, just kungoditi ndikwanise kuita breakdown mutime yandataura kuti ndira kukurumidza kuita ne20 minutes. So first of all, I understand good, if you feel good, you're not worthy if you're not worthy of a good life, or you're not of happiness, you don't enjoy your life, you don't enjoy your job, you are not happy with your life right now. I believe good, this is premised on the position yokuti I am not worthy. Self-worth yako, hauna self-worth. You think that you don't deserve the good things or the gifts that life has to offer. You don't deserve the love that this world has to offer. And you feel like you don't deserve, this is for other people. You don't believe in general well-being. Kuti, you deserve to be peaceful. You deserve to have a break. You understand? Life is very hard, and we all understand that. Saka, I just feel kuti zvinongotangira pakufunga kuti inini I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of the love around me. I'm not worthy of all the gifts that this world has to offer. Saka, it starts from that. Saka, when you feel that way, that means when you perceive my experiences, when you live your life, you are looking through the lens, you're looking at your life through the lens of, I'm not happy, I don't deserve this. Saka, everything that comes to you, because urutarisa nesisore kuti inini andisikufara panapa, but that means everything that comes to you, all the experiences auri experience, auri receive life mako, unotoaona chet with a tainted vision yekuti I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be happy. I don't deserve to be loved. Saka, you do not see the love. You will not see the joy. You will not see the good things that life has to give, because this is not for me, this is for other people. And it saka sorry, ndikutarisa my notes. Saka, when you feel kuti I don't deserve, you actually think kuti I'm not worthy of success, I'm not worthy of any progress, I'm not worthy of giving, love, and I'm not worthy of receiving love as well. You don't see yourself as special, neither do you see other people as special. Saka, when you see life through that lens, obviously, life kurwadza. And so now you're trying to understand, I want to be in a different position. I want to be able to appreciate my life. I want to be able to acknowledge my life. And I want to be able to live this life happily like everyone else. And Saka, what happens normally is you start comparing yourself with other people, because you all how come everyone else is having a nice time, but so you start comparing yourself. And when you compare yourself to other people whom you think are living an ideal life, you obviously because remember, you're looking at yourself through the lens of good, I don't deserve, through the lens of good, I'm not worthy of anything good, I'm not lovable. So you start looking at yourself kuti inini zvangu zvakaipa, zvinhu zvangu hazvisi kufamba, but zvevamwe vanhu zviri kufamba. And because you sort of have comparing yourself to an ideal life. You're comparing your life to an ideal job. You're comparing your life to an ideal relationship. Uru compare my relationships to an ideal relationship. Uru compare your character to what you think an ideal character is. And you're also maybe comparing your body to what you think your body image, to what you think an ideal body image is. Saka ukashu compare kudaro, then obviously as a result you feel good inini zvangu hazvisi kufamba, because you're comparing yourself ne my ideals. I'll not do my ideals, and maybe you're placing other people in that realm yekuti do vane my ideal, inini andina ideal. So obviously when you look at yourself like that, comparing yourself ne my ideal, yes, you would feel like I'm not happy, and this life is not for me, but it's for others. And so I'm going to share with you my principles in Andakalena, just in short, because I just want to convince the lady akandipa question, but you know what, this is not the end of the road. This is not the end of the world. Even you might feel like that today, but things always change. Feelings change, beliefs change. So you might believe today that your life is not okay, but things are never static, and things are temporary. You should not change, because second, that's what I just want to confirm to the lady. You know what? Apana chinhu chiri temporary, zvinhu zvinochinja, zvinhu zvese time zvinomuvha kudai dzichienda. And so I'm going to share my principles akandibatsira inini kuti ndibve from that state yedepression, or that state yekufeel out the world is against me, vanhu havandifarire, my job is not nice, my life is not okay, handina mari, I'm always broke, zvinhu zviri kungondinetsa, my life is hard. How did I move from that stage to a point here, good, you know what, things are actually working for me, even though my circumstances angu hana kuchinja. I still have the same job, I still have the same family, I still have me, the same body, everything, it's still me. But what made me change? What changed my mindset? What principles changed my mindset? So my principles, I told I would discuss and ask. Do my principles and not taura pesa, but kungoti nasi cheteka ndiri not taura my discussions. We've been saying that sakanengari, they are not new to all of you, but nasi nangoita sum up so that ndinonga taura in brief, so that the lady akavunza my question can start considering, but you know what, my principles and audzwa naAlutaya, maybe I can start looking at them and considering kuti zvinoshanda. Ukaona zvisingashande, you can always go back to how you've been feeling, because it's been working for you anyway. And it all right. So number one, tataura self-awareness. Self-awareness meaning you have to appreciate where you are right now and start asking questions. Good, how did I even get to this stage? I think you can see from the discussions that that I've been having with you ladies before SOT. I try to want to explain the why behind why we do certain things. I don't emphasize on how to change because munhu understand my ingredients echinoti chingwa chinobikwa. So if you understand my ingredients, then you can play around with those ingredients and then try to make your own bread the way you want. And so by explaining why things do happen to us, why we think like we do, and why we are where we are right now, is because the things change. You can then curate your life the way you want. So I emphasize on the why. And right, so self-awareness. Number 2, can I self-aware I'm not happy? Then now it's time to make a commitment. I want my life to change. If you want something to be different, if you want something to change in your life, you need to make a decision. You need to make a commitment. This life, I don't want it anymore. I want change. And then make a goal. What kind of change do you want? As for me, my goal, ladies, was I wanted inner peace. I just wanted inner joy. That's what I wanted. I wasn't looking for a big car. I wasn't looking for a big house. I wasn't looking for a good big job. I just wanted inner peace. I didn't need the conflicts that were happening in Musoro Mangu, then the tug of war that was happening in my life. I didn't need that anymore. I was tired. So I made a decision that I don't want to see life this way again anymore. I just want to see life differently and live with inner peace. Okay, so self-awareness, make a commitment, make a decision, and decide where you want to go. Okay, right. So number 1 principle after making a decision that made me change my life was I decided to act as if I already had inner peace. I decided to start acting like a person and an inner peace already. So all the time I would ask myself, before I do something, before I do anything, I started training myself. Good, Alota, if you want to be a person and an inner peace, always before you do anything, ask yourself, how would a person with inner peace do this? How would a person with inner peace react? How would a person with inner peace think in this circumstance? So that's a principle. You're going to act as if you have that thing that you're looking for. Who's looking for inner joy or inner happiness, start acting as if you have that already and start thinking from that point of view, right? Number 2, I started believing that I am made in the image of God and God is abundant. So I started believing that I'm abundant. I am capable of anything that I want to do because God is capable. I'm empowered because God is powerful. I also have the same capabilities and abilities. And I started thinking from that point of view. I had to go to school, ladies, to do this. I had to go to school, and the school is what we are doing here with me here. I'm sharing. I had to go to school to learn this. So I started believing God is abundant, and therefore I should always be in a state of abundance. Because every time you are not happy, every time you're not happy about something, it means you are lacking something. If you are not happy that your relationships are not giving you the attention that you want, that means you're lacking attention. If you don't think your money is enough, that means you're lacking finances, you're lacking your money. If you think kubasa kwenyu akusi successful for you, that means you are lacking in fulfillment, you are lacking in drive, una drive. And if you feel kuti love, you don't have love in your life and you're focusing on, and that's not making you happy, that means you are lacking love. So the opposite of lack is abundance. So in order for me to counter the lack that I was feeling in depression, because depression was telling me, good Aluta, you don't have love, you don't have a life. So I started believing that I have a life. I'm abundant in life and I'm abundant in love. Everything that I was lacking, I just started believing that I had those things. Okay, so I started believing that I am a gift. I started believing that I'm a gift, and I started acknowledging my gifts. And I also started believing that other people are gifts and acknowledging their gifts. That way, I'm appreciating the people around me. Because by 19 depression, I always thought everyone is out to get me. So in order for me to be friends with people again, I started to believe that everyone has something to give me, and I also have something to give to other people. So I saw myself as a gift, and I saw other people as gift. That other people are there to teach me something or to show me my blind spot. And I'm also there to experience this world with other people, because everyone is made in the image of God and they experience this world in their own uniqueness. So it's my part to experience this world and share my uniqueness, and also the other person is to experience this world the way they do and to share their uniqueness with me as well. So I started seeing people like that. I had to train myself to see people like that. Okay, and my number, because I just wanted my number. I also understood that everything happens for me and everything happens for a reason. So that means when something good comes to me, it's coming because my prayers are being answered. I asked for these things. Ask and it shall be given. So when something comes to me, I now started believing that it's coming because I have asked in my prayers and God has given me and God has answered that prayer. So that means everything is actually happening for me, because I started looking at the things that I have and I started appreciating and acknowledging the things that I have. How come I have these things? So I started being grateful and counting my blessings. And then I understood, good, if a challenge comes to me, God wants me to learn something, because I need to learn unconditional love. So God is trying to teach me to be to give selflessly and to live with unconditional love. So everything happens for me because Mwari anondipa zvese zvandinoda. I didn't. Right. I also started believing that I should always do my best. I should always strive to do my best with zero expectation. I had to learn to do that, because that made my life so easy. And I understood kuti best yangu inosiyana. Best yangu yemakuseni yakasiyana nebest yemasikati, yakasiyana nebest yemanheru ndabva kubasa ndakaneta. Anditi yakasiyana nebest yangu kana ndichirwara, yakasiyana nebest yangu kana ndichichema kana ndafirwa. But my best angu ese wayo akasiyana, but I would always try to do my best with zero expectation. So when you do your best with zero expectation, that means hauna ma expectations ema outcome. Urungoita your best. I'm just doing my best here, and I understood good my best angu akasiyana, because what makes us sad sometimes, and what makes us worry sometimes, is thinking good, I should always be on top of things. Even when I'm sick, even when I'm not feeling okay, even when I'm tired, I should always be on top of things. So I cut myself some slack. I decided to take it slow and lay back. You know what? But whatever I'm doing it, without any expectation. And I stopped counting the cost. I've said this. I used to count kuti kana ndichifonera vanhu vari kundidzorera here, kana ndichibatsira vanhu kumba vanhu vari kunditenda here. I always had expectation, but I learned to remove expectations from my life. If I want to give, let me just give. If I want to cook for my family, let me just cook for my family. If I'm cleaning the house, let me just clean the house, because it's benefiting me. I stopped putting other people in the sentence. Good, I'm doing this for this one. I'm doing this for other people. But everything now stopped with me. So that's selfless. I was just doing things for me, without any expectation. Okay. And also I learned to say no when I mean to say no. Then I learned to say yes when I meant to say yes. This is going to be another topic on setting boundaries. But when we set boundaries, you're setting boundaries for yourself, and respecting your boundaries yourself before you can even communicate the boundaries to other people. But it's not going to create boundaries. Don't do this, don't come to my house, don't talk to me like this. When you are the first culprit, you criticize, you talk to yourself like that and you doubt yourself. I learned to say no when I meant to say no, and I learned to say yes when I meant to say yes. I stopped to do things because doing things it brought resentment. It brought resentment. But if you start doing things what you want and how you want them, then that means you are satisfied no matter what happens outside. Uruguti ndazviita issue for myself. Times it was 24 minutes, but I signed up it. The other thing that I learned, ladies, was to love unconditionally. Love unconditionally and fill your cup first before you can start loving other people. Learn what love is for you. Learn what you mean when you say someone is loving me. And so that when someone is loving you, the way that you don't appreciate, you can actually say, no, I don't want to participate in that kind of love. So if you don't know how to love yourself and what you need and what you mean and what love means for you, how can you even identify when someone loves you? You need to know what love means for you and what you need from other people to and what love means, so that when someone is loving you, you can actually accept, this is the kind of love that I want. But when someone starts behaving badly, then you can actually stand up and say, good, if this is the way that you're going to love me, I don't want to be loved this way. I don't want to participate in this kind of relationship, and then I can walk away. It's not for the other person to change how they love. And you have to decide what love means for you and know it yourself and experience yourself. So how can you ever experience love when you don't have self-love? You have to love yourself first before you can, and fill your cup. First, when it overflows, then when you attract relationship. Because most of the times we still need healing. We still live in lack. Saka, we attract people. I always say this, who we now look up to give us love, because it's just we are not capable of loving ourselves, because we are inadequate. We need healing. And then leading to all those problems in my relationships. So love yourself first, learn yourself first, and learn what you like before you can even extend or invite other people into your life. Know what you want first. Guys, I changed my language. I changed my language. And I changed my language to language of love, to language of inner peace. I changed my language to encouraging language, to praise language, confidence language, self-affirmations, confirmations about my strengths, my joys, language that supports me and language that supports my well-being. I changed. I stopped criticizing myself. I stopped anything that's negative, language negative. I stopped. Guys, I didn't even have this in my vocabulary, because in India, I always used to criticize myself, even my body image, everything. But I had to learn new language of support, new language of encouragement, new language of appreciating myself. And I learned a new language. Something funny, I learned language through music. I started listening to music. And then I learned language, music. When someone is singing love to other person, what are they actually saying? And then I started singing back to me. If the song says, I love you, you are the best girl in my life, then I will be saying that to myself. That's how I learned language, through my love songs, and I was singing back to myself. Right, the last one that I'm going to share with you guys, what I did to attain inner peace, was to understand and appreciate at any given time I have everything that's relevant for me and everything that I need. Right, so I have 7 things that I always need. There's air, I have it all the time. So that's my checklist. If I'm going through something, I always have to go through that checklist if I still have these 7 things. I might be going through a difficult time, but do I have air to breathe? Do I have water to drink? Do I have food to eat? Do I have a shelter? And it conducive enough to make me thrive, right? Do I have enough connections? And didn't love around me? Coming from a particular person, but do I have other people? And am I expressing myself? Am I saying exactly what I need to say? So if I'm going through troubles and I do that checklist, and if I see a good checklist in denial, then I'm good. I'm good, guys. Okay. And then always, I'm thankful for imagination. I'm thankful for ideas, because my ideas are because these ideas are always coming. You always have imagination, you can dream. And I'm thankful for the you know, the synchronicities dzinoitika mulife, you know, things that open. Masero atinoenda kumagrosa ayo, guys, I find them so happy. I just feel good. Sero ndikaona chinhu chiri pasero is God just wanting me to have that thing at a you know, at a cheaper price. But Mwari has made it possible to get it at a price that I can afford. If someone gifts me, someone gives me a gift, I also thank God Mwari really wanted me to have this thing. And this is ndachitenga. But someone I extend a love yake kuti ndite chinhu chandanga ndichida. So I'm thankful for those things. You know, ngoitika life to my lucky enough. Lucky enough ndakazodai, lucky enough ndakazodai, lucky enough. I'm always thankful and looking at those things and focusing on those things and appreciating those things. My lucky enough you are. Do I need to appreciate it? Actually, I actually have a good life when I look at my lucky enough, when I look at the things that are relevant and I need. Dinema lucky enough. Guys, I think my principles will help you in just considering why it's worthy to live this life with joy, why it's worthy, why you deserve to experience the gifts that this world has to offer. Okay, I'm closing because it's 30 minutes. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you, ladies. See you next time. Bye.